Welcome, players. Are you ready to level up your grammar skills? Today we're having a swing at active and passive voice, the ultimate power up for effective writing. Whether you're more of a fast paced writer or maybe you're more in the stealthy story mode telling, active and passive voice is your key to success. So, grab your controllers because this is a grammar quest and we're about to press start. Alright, before we jump into gameplay, let's talk about the mission that's set in front of us. Every great video game has one main quest. And today, that quest is to master the use of active and passive voice. By the end of our session, you will be able to understand the key differences between active and passive voice. You will learn when to use each to make your writing more powerful. You will master sentence transformation, meaning you will be able to switch from active to passive voice and from passive to active voice. And we're having fun along the way because grammar doesn't have to be boring. Well, I want you to think of this like an RPG game. You're the main character, and your main mission is to level up your own grammar skills. But we need to remember in every game there are still power ups and challenges. Right now, some of you might feel like you're stuck at level 1, where grammar is still a lot of confusion. Maybe active and passive voice sound like two similar sounding concepts with no real impact on your writing. Others might feel like they're at level 5 or level 10, where you sort of know the difference, but you're not sure when to use one over the other. No matter at what level you are today, by the end of this session, you would have powered up your writing skills and you will exactly know when to use active and passive voice. And here's the good news, unlike in video games, there's no game over in learning. If you make a mistake, you just try again. It's like respawning in the game. So, let's press start and dive into our first level, which is active voice. Welcome to level 1. This is where we meet the superstar of grammar, active voice. Active voice is like a high speed platformer game. It's fast, action packed, and direct. You control the main character and they will perform the action immediately. There's no unnecessary delays, just like in a well designed video game. Well, what is active voice? Active voice is when the subject of the sentence performs the action. It makes your writing stronger, clearer, and more engaging. I want you to think of it like this. In a video game, you want to be the one that controls the action. And in writing, you want the subject to take charge. There is a formula we follow: subject plus verb plus object. The subject is the one that is doing the action, the verb will describe the action, and the object is the one that receives the action. Well, what makes active voice so powerful? Active voice is actually the preferred structure in most writing styles because it keeps writing clear and direct, puts the subject in control, just like the video game protagonist, and it makes actions happen faster, which is actually perfect for storytelling. I want you to listen closely to this following example. The sentence is in passive voice. The level was completed by the player. Notice how the focus actually entirely shifts. Instead of the player that's taking the action, the focus moves to the level that is being completed. This is why active voice is usually more stronger. It lets us stay in the action. Before we move on to the examples, I want you to remember three key factors of why we use active voice. Active voice is faster, it's more engaging, and active voice makes sentences come across clearer. Right, let's look at the examples. I want you to keep in mind that the subject is the one that's doing the action. Mario collected the coins. Mario is our subject, collected is our verb, and coins is our object. Luigi rescued Princess Peach. Luigi is our subject, rescued is our verb, and Princess Peach is our object. Now that we have mastered active voice, it's time to switch game modes and talk about its stealthy counterpart, passive voice. Ready? Let's move on to level 2. Players, you now have powered up your active voice skills. It's time to work on those passive voice ones. If active voice is like a speedrun level, passive voice will be your stealth mode. It's slower, sneakier, and it is sometimes necessary to shift the focus away from the doer of the action. Let us move on to level 2, passive voice. Passive voice is when the subject receives the action rather than doing it. Instead of the hero, the subject, taking action, the focus is on what is happening to something or someone. Think about the stealth mission in a video game, right? Where instead of taking direct action, things will happen behind the scenes. The focus isn't on the player, but on the effects of their actions. The formula is object plus a to be verb plus a past participle followed by subject. Sometimes, though, this means that the action is happening to something rather than being done by something. The example I am giving to you is Mario collected the coins. If we turn that into passive voice, it will be the coins were collected by Mario. The focus doesn't lie on Mario, but rather on the coins that are being collected. You might leave yourself with a question, why does it feel so different to use passive voice? Well, passive voice slows down the action. It feels less direct and sometimes less exciting. Imagine you're playing a game and instead of hearing, you unlocked a new ability, you get, a new ability was unlocked by you. The extra words makes it less punchy and dramatic, which is why writers often prefer active voice. But in the right situation, passive voice will work very well. Let's look at the following examples. The coins were collected by Mario, so our focus is on the coins. Princess Peach was rescued by Luigi. The focus is on the rescue event. Right, let's quickly spot the difference between the two. Remember, we just said passive voice is where instead of the hero taking the action, we focus entirely on what's happening. And in active voice, we will focus on what the hero is doing rather than what's happening. Our examples are Mario defeated Bowser and Luigi discovered a secret level. Our focus is on Mario and Luigi. Then, in our passive voice, Bowser was defeated by Mario. The focus is on Bowser. A secret level was discovered by Luigi. We are this time not focusing on Luigi who discovered the level, but rather than the secret level that is being discovered. Here's a quick explanation. Active voice makes the hero shine, while passive voice shifts the spotlight to the outcome. It's like choosing between playing as Mario or watching the game in the background as the story unfolds. The first mode is speedrun mode. This is when you use active voice. Why active voice? Use active voice when you need a clear, fast action, just like speeding through a level with a turbo boost. Our example: Mario jumps over the Goomba. It's quick, clear, and action packed. Your tip: it's ideal for instructions, storytelling, and when you want your writing to be as direct as a speed run. We stumble across the second mode that is needed, mystery mode. Remember, we use passive voice when the doer is unknown or when the action itself needs a little bit of limelight. It's like discovering a hidden bonus level. Our examples: the brick block was broken. Who hit it? We don't know. A secret level was discovered. The focus is on the discovery and not the discoverer. Remember, we use it when the actor is unknown, when the focus is rather on the action, and in formal or scientific context. Right. While we are in mystery mode, I want you to avoid the following passive voice glitches. When you fall into these following passive voice traps, it slows down your writing and acts as a laggy internet connection. Don't overuse passive voice. Using too much passive voice can slow down your writing, like a game with way too many loading screens, right? Listen to the following sentence. The decision was made by the manager. It's passive and wordy, right? If we rearrange it and make it a little bit shorter, it should sound like the manager made the decision. It's shorter and much better on the ears. Don't use unnecessary by phrases. Cluttered sentences makes the action less clear. Think of it like a massive lag in your game. Listen to the following sentence. The game was played by the team. Ugh, it is way too clunky. If we fix it, it should sound like the team played the game. Oh my days, it's much clearer. Vague sentences. Always ask yourself, who is doing what? A clear action will equal to smoother gameplay. Pro tip, right? If a sentence sounds vague, try flipping it to the active voice. Now that we are all caught up on the modes that is needed to play the following game, you need to know that you are able to switch between game modes. The following steps I will read to you will help you to switch from active and passive voice or vice versa. Identify. Find the subject, verb, and object in your sentence. Rearrange. Move the object to the front. It's like shifting from the main quest to a bonus round. Adjust. Change the verb to its passive form using a to be plus a past participle. Include the by followed by the original subject if needed. Alright, everyone, you have just battled your way through active and passive voice. You've dodged the common mistakes and you even powered up your writing skills. You just unlocked a bonus round. I want you to remember though, grammar isn't just in school books, it's literally everywhere. In games, movies, and in pop culture. Passive voice is often used in mysterious, dramatic, or formal moments, while active voice is for the bold, action packed storytelling. Let's start with some famous movie lines and see how active and passive voice play a role in making them more or less impactful. Star Wars, the power of active voice. If Darth Vader would take his famous line, I am your father, and say, your father is who I am, that would just sound weird. But now we need to analyze why does active voice work better here? It is direct and powerful. The main subject, aka Darth Vader, takes control of the sentence, and the passive version, it just sounds off. But I need you to know now, you're living up quite fast. I want you to take this knowledge with you into the final challenge, fixing real world sentences and putting these skills you have unlocked to the test. Alright, players, it is time. You have arrived at your final challenge. Your mission? That's to spot the differences. Are they active or passive voice in these following sentences? Round 1. The castle was saved by Mario. Is this active or passive voice? If you said passive voice, you are correct. Your second sentence, Mario saved the castle. Yes, it's active voice. Your third sentence, Luigi discovered a secret level. That is also an active voice sentence. Your last sentence for this challenge is a secret level was discovered by Luigi. Is that active or passive voice? Let me know down in the comments. Alright, gamers! Congratulations, you've just completed the grammar quest. But guess what? The game isn't over. The next level is only starting. Every great gamer knows that practice makes perfect, and the same goes for grammar. Keep exploring, keep experimenting with active and passive voice, and most importantly, please remember to have fun with your writing. Your next mission, you might ask? Try spotting active and passive voice in your favorite games, movies, and books. Can you rewrite them in active voice? Challenge yourself and keep leveling up your skills. Before you go, drop a comment of your favorite sentence transformation from today's challenge. Let's keep the game going. See you next time, Gamer Warriors.